you moved into a new apartment and want to ensure it brings in prosperity, or you've been staying in a home for many years, but Lady Luck isn't exactly smiling at you. Well, whatever the case may be, it won't really hurt to check if the house is Vastu compliant. Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new episode of the Vastu Show. I'm your host Suyesha Savant. On today's show, I'm going to get our expert Rasesh Shah to give us a live demonstration in a residential property and tell us what is right or wrong. We are in a home in Mumbai and Rasesh is going to do a live audit right here, right now. Rasesh, I don't know about you, but the one thing I love about this house is the fact that, they've used very bright colors and it has a nice warm feel to it. So, what do you think of it from the point of view of Vastu?
Yes, Suyesha, the house is very nice indeed from an energy perspective. First of all, there is a huge garden on the north side of the house. Any open space on the north side is considered to be very positive. Here they have a garden, so there's a lot of greenery. The north gets rightly activated from an energy perspective. They also have a huge window here, which is channelizing the energy inside the house.
तो ये घर किस quadrant में है और इस घर का entrance कहाँ से है?
The door is in the south of southeast quadrant, which is controlled by Venus. शुक्र का कंट्रोल होता है इस दिशा में, जो कि शुभ ग्रह माना जाता है, which is a positive planet. तो ये बहुत ही अच्छी डायरेक्शन है. दूसरा, because the occupant of the house is in the IT sector, south facing, whether it is south of southeast, center south or southwest, these three directions are in sync with that particular line of work. So that's again a very good thing.
रसेश, यहाँ पर entrance पर एक दहलीज भी है, जो कि शायद wooden नहीं है.
Yes, Suyesha, there's a marble threshold, marble की दहलीज है जो इन्हें निकाल देनी चाहिए और उसे replace करना चाहिए बर्मा टीक वुड की दहलीज से wooden दहलीज से. वो करेंगे तो उन्हें और भी फायदा होगा.
So the one thing I can see is that the furniture is well placed, it's symmetrical, the shape is favorable, but what do you think of its orientation considering where the family faces?
The orientation is just correct. The seating is east-west. The center table is rectangular in shape. There is a window here. So, the energy levels are just right.
Usually आप कहते हैं कि neutral colors use करने चाहिए जितना हो सके. एक wall पे मैं देख रही हूँ कि yellow बहुत strong है. What do you have to say about that?
Suyesha, yellow on the east-northeast wall or the east-northeast quadrant is supposed to be very positive, but yellow on the west wall, and this is bright yellow. This is something which is negative. This needs to be replaced with a coat of white.
मैंने बहुत घरों में देखा है, जैसे कि इस घर में, कि एक वॉल रूम में टेक्सचर्ड होती है और उसका पेंट अलग होता है. क्या वास्तु के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इसका कुछ इम्प्लीकेशन है?
टेक्सचर्ड वॉल में बहुत ज्यादा अगर रफ फिनिश है, तो रफ फिनिश ऑन द टेक्सचर्ड वॉल sometimes work like sharp edges.
Now they place some religious pictures on this wall, which is in the east, in the living room. Is that fine?
The photos of gods and goddess on the east wall in the northeast corner is adding to the positive energy which is already present in this house.
Moving to the kitchen, is it in the southeast corner?
Kitchen is not in the east-southeast corner, Suyesha. Kitchen is more or less in the north quadrant, but the platform is on the east wall. So that's one very good thing, but there is a slight issue there. The sink is in the east-southeast, which is technically the fire corner, and the stove is in the east-northeast, which is supposed to be the corner for the sink. So ideally, if they swap it, that should resolve the problem.
So ideally, you're saying कि stove को fire corner में रखना चाहिए southeast में, और sink जो कि water element है उसे northeast में shift कर देना चाहिए.
Absolutely.
Rasesh, let's now see the other room of the house.
Yes, Suyesha.
Rasesh, this I believe is the son's room.
Yes, this is the son's bedroom, Suyesha. This room is in the west of northwest quadrant, which is fairly okay. there's no problem. The only thing is that this direction promotes traveling. So the son will keep on traveling. He'll keep on traveling to different places. He will also do a lot of work-based traveling. Also, Suyesha, here the bed in the room is in the right direction because he's sleeping with his head towards the south. The door of the room is opening clockwise, which is again very good. There is a slight issue with the study table in terms of the study table coming in the line of the bedroom door.
Okay. But वैसे ये study table कौन से direction में है?
It is facing the east, which is very good. From a directional perspective, the location and the positioning of the study table is right. It is just correct. But the problem is the door line in which it comes. So some kind of a Vastu correction needs to be done.
I can also see they've used a lot of purple in the room. Is that right?
Suyesha, this needs to be checked whether it is in sync with his planetary chart or not. If it is not in sync, then he needs to eliminate this purple color because purple color has a very powerful impact on the thought process of an individual. So if it does not suit that individual, then it can have negative impact also.
Oh, so one really needs to check if purple suits him or not.
Purple as a color is a very powerful color. So he needs to be extremely careful and cautious of whether this color is actually in sync with his planetary chart or not. If it is not in sync with his planetary chart, he should get rid of this because it can have a disastrous negative impact.
The good thing is कि इस कमरे में दो खिड़कियां हैं. Now, of course, it's great from the cross ventilation point of view. What do you think of it from the Vastu point of view?
This window is in the north, the other is in the west. The north window size-wise is bigger in comparison to the west window, which is also very good. And as you said, cross ventilation तो हो ही रहा है.
तो आइडियली किसी भी कमरे में दो चीजों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए. एक तो कि the bed and the study room are not in line with the door, and secondly, they are also not reflected in the mirror.
In the mirror, nor does it come in the line of the door.
अब ये तो हो गया son's room. The master bedroom, which is occupied by his parents, वो कौन से quadrant में है?
It's in the southwest quadrant, which is also right. The eldest member of the family, according to the thumb rule of Vastu, should always use or occupy the southwest corner room. In this house, that is the case, so that's not a problem at all. The bed is also facing the right direction in terms of orientation. Like the son sleeps with his head towards the south, the father also sleeps with his head towards the south. So both the bedrooms, direction of the bedrooms, orientation of the bed is just right.
And the bathrooms are right?
Bathrooms are also right because they are on the south side of the house. There are two directions where one should always or ideally have a bathroom. One is the south and the other is the west. Here they have bathroom in the south.
Thank you so much, Rasesh, for auditing this home. The good thing is that more or less this house is Vastu compliant. Just a few things need to be changed here and there.
Yes, Suyesha, a bit of fine-tuning is required from an energy perspective. Once that is done, this place becomes very positive.
Thank you so much, Rasesh. With that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. Some useful tips and interesting insights on the other side of the break, so stay tuned.
Third major reason for this could be a building or a house on a T junction or on a Y junction.
Okay.
These are spaces where there is lot of friction. In fact, ऐसा भी देखा जाता है सुयेशा कि जो बिल्डिंग T जंक्शन पे हो या Y जंक्शन में हो, वो बिल्डिंग के जो ऑक्यूपेंट्स होते हैं, उन ऑक्यूपेंट्स में भी झगड़ा होते रहता है, विदाउट एनी रीजन. तो घर में तो होगा ही, बिटवीन द फैमिली मेंबर्स, लेकिन जो ऑक्यूपेंट्स हैं, उनमें भी झगड़ा होते रहेगा.
Strain in relationships can be absolutely distressing, especially when the relative in question is either a parent or a sibling. It's often difficult to think with a clear mind. On that note, welcome back to the Vastu Show. In this segment, we'll try our level best to come out with solutions which can help iron out these worries. Of course, the Vastu way. Now, Rasesh, when two people live with each other or people living under the same roof, it's very common and natural, to rub against each other or to face some kind of friction. But of course, अगर parents और बच्चों के बीच में किसी तरह का झगड़ा है या प्रॉब्लम है या स्ट्रेन है रिलेशनशिप में या फिर भाई बहन के बीच में है, तो वो बहुत इमोशनली भी डिस्ट्रेसिंग होता है और आपको परेशान कर देता है. हाउ कैन वन इंश्योर कि वास्तु इस तरह से घर का ठीक रहे दैट इवन द रिलेशनशिप्स बिकम स्मूथ?
बिल्कुल सही बात है सुयेशा. रिलेशनशिप किसी भी घर में अगर बैलेंस्ड है और रिलेशनशिप में हार्मनी है तो उस घर में सारा सुख है. So what is important is that all the Vastu parameters which control and govern the relationship quotient in a property have to be balanced. So there are various things that we will look at. We'll start with the directions. Suyesha, the most important direction for friction or for unnecessary fights, arguments, discussions is the southeast corner.
Okay.
So any violation in the southeast corner, okay, will escalate or will kind of aggravate the problem as far as relationship is concerned. So if there is a water body in the southeast corner, in those properties, it is usually seen that people fight. There are a lot of arguments. There is friction. People wrongly rub against each other. So a water body in the southeast is a violation. Secondly, if there are sharp edges, in the house. It could be furniture. It could also be beams and columns. If there are too many sharp edges in the house, this is again one of the causes. Third major reason for this could be a building or a house on a T junction or on a Y junction.
Okay.
These are spaces where there is lot of friction. In fact, ऐसा भी देखा जाता है सुयेशा कि जो बिल्डिंग टी जंक्शन पे हो या वाई जंक्शन में हो, वो बिल्डिंग के जो ऑक्यूपेंट्स होते हैं उन ऑक्यूपेंट्स में भी झगड़ा होते रहता है विदाउट एनी रीजन. तो घर में तो होगा ही बिटवीन द फैमिली मेंबर्स, लेकिन जो ऑक्यूपेंट्स हैं उनमें भी झगड़ा होते रहेगा.
बट यूजुअली रसेश, दीज काइंड ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज कमांड द हाईएस्ट प्राइस बिकॉज मेन रोड पे होता है, बिल्कुल टी पॉइंट पे होता है, तो प्राइसेस इनकी हाई होती है. आई डोंट थिंक मेनी पीपल नो कि इट इज नॉट वेरी फेवरेबल फ्रॉम द वास्तु पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू.
Yes, because there is a particular energy flow, a negative energy flow that spirals out from a T junction property or a Y junction property. So from a location point of view, what you're saying is right, but from a Vastu perspective, it has serious negative implications.
Now, Rasesh, I come from a family of four where it's my parents and my sister, and I understand the sensitivity of this situation, especially teenage में बहुत problem होता है because कुछ ना कुछ आपका parents के साथ नहीं तो sibling के साथ लगा रहता है. In your experience, what have you seen, when the Vastu has been wrong? How bad has it been amongst families?
Suyesha, there have been a lot of instances where I've been to properties where the southeast corner was violated, where there were a lot of dark colors used, where there were sharp edges, exposed mirrors. These were the causes. These were the reasons why people had relationship disturbances. So ideally, what happens is that in any property where there is a violation in the southeast corner, what we usually do is we introduce yellow and blue, in that corner to nullify the disturbance. Also, sometimes we use different crystals.
Yellow and blue in the southeast corner?
Yes.
Okay.
So any violation in the southeast corner can be nullified very easily by using yellow and blue color. Also, there are some special crystals which can be used for any disturbance in the southeast corner.
What are these crystals?
Carnelian crystals. These are easily available in the market. You could use carnelian crystals to nullify or to neutralize or to mitigate the violation in the southeast corner.
कितने crystals रखने चाहिए?
Suyesha, 6 crystal balls आप रख सकते हैं या 9 crystal balls आप रख सकते हैं, or you can place a cluster of crystal there. It will give you the same results. With the southeast, southwest also has a role to play as far as relationship is concerned. Here we were talking from a friction point of view. We were talking from unnecessary fights and disturbances. But as far as the southwest corner is concerned, if there is any kind of disturbance in the southwest corner, this also leads to relationship disturbances. मतलब लोग एक दूसरे से upset रहते हैं.
Okay.
Fights हो ये जरूरी नहीं है, लेकिन upset ही रहते हैं घर के अंदर. ये हमने देखा है. तो साउथवेस्ट कॉर्नर का कोई भी वायलेशन हो, कोई भी वास्तु दोष हो, उसे ठीक करना चाहिए. इसे बहुत ही आसान तरीके से ठीक कर सकते हैं. नैऋत्य कोने का दोष आप रोज क्वार्ट्ज के क्रिस्टल्स वहां पे इंट्रोड्यूस करके साउथ वेस्ट के कोई भी दोष को आप न्यूट्रलाइज कर सकते हैं.
साउथ ईस्ट में कार्नेलियन क्रिस्टल्स और साउथ वेस्ट में रोज क्वार्ट्ज क्रिस्टल्स. Rasesh, for two siblings who are sharing the same room, bunk beds तो of course आप कहते हैं अवॉइड करना चाहिए, but let's say they're sharing the room, उन्हें क्या-क्या चीजें ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए?
उन्हें ये ध्यान में रखना चाहिए कि वो बीम के नीचे ना सोए, बाथरूम का दरवाजा उनके बेड को काटे नहीं, कोई एक्सपोज्ड मिरर ना हो, वो जिस बेड पे सोते हैं वहाँ पे बेड के नीचे स्टोरेज ना हो, कोई भी थॉर्नी प्लांट बच्चों के रूम में विंडो सिल पे या विंडोज के बाहर ना रखें, जैसे कि कैक्टस, मनी प्लांट ना रखें. कोई भी वाइल्ड एनिमल्स के पेंटिंग्स, फोटोग्राफ्स, आर्टिफैक्ट्स, शो पीसेस रूम में ना रखें या ना पिक्चर्स ना लगाएं. आप बच्चों के रूम में अक्सर बच्चे वाइल्ड एनिमल्स के पिक्चर्स, फोटोग्राफ्स रखते हैं, बट दिस कुड इंस्टिगेट द सिबलिंग्स टू फाइट. तो इन बातों का ध्यान रखें तो रूम की जो एनर्जी है वो अपने आप पॉजिटिव हो जाएगी.
बहुत ऐसी फैमिलीज हैं जो कम्युनिकेशन गैप फील करती हैं.
करेक्ट.
बच्चे पेरेंट्स के साथ या फिर सिबलिंग्स आपस में कम्युनिकेशन को बढ़ाने के लिए क्या किया जा सकता है?
नॉर्थ इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. नॉर्थ में कोई भी वायलेशन हो, नॉर्थ में कोई भी वास्तु डिस्टर्बेंस हो, कोई भी वास्तु दोष हो, तो कम्युनिकेशन पे असर देखा जाता है. तो नॉर्थ के वायलेशन को आप न्यूट्रलाइज कर दें, और वायलेशन नहीं है तो आप उसे एनहांस कर सकते हैं बाय यूजिंग ऑरेंज एंड इंडिगो in the northern quadrant of the house. Now these colors can be used very creatively, very innovatively. अगर ऑरेंज और इंडिगो को आप नॉर्थ में इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं तो कम्युनिकेशन बहुत अच्छा होगा फैमिली मेंबर्स में.
आजकल ऑफ कोर्स न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज का ज़माना है. जॉइंट फैमिलीज तो अब ज़्यादा नहीं देखी जाती, बट कई बार ऐसा होता है कि पेरेंट्स अपने घर में हैं, बच्चे अपने घर में हैं, एंड लीगल इश्यूज होते हैं, या पेरेंट्स और बच्चों के बीच में, या फिर सिबलिंग्स के बीच में. तो लीगल इश्यूज को अवॉइड करने के लिए विद इन योर स्पेस क्या किया जा सकता है?
Suyesha, again, southeast corner is the corner which one has to keep in mind. So if there are any disturbances in the southeast corner, those disturbances have to be arrested from a vastu perspective. साउथ ईस्ट कोने में कोई भी दोष हो, अग्नि कोने में कोई भी दोष हो, तो उसे आप एलिमिनेट कर दें. ये दोष एलिमिनेट करने के बाद 90% of the times it has been seen that legal complications usually get resolved. तो साउथ ईस्ट की सारी रेमेडीज की हमने चर्चा कर ली है. तो साउथ ईस्ट कॉर्नर को ध्यान में रखें. और अगर आप ऐसे बिल्डिंग में रहते हैं जहाँ की साउथ ईस्ट कॉर्नर में अंडरग्राउंड वाटर टैंक है, तो आप उसकी नॉन डिस्ट्रक्टिव रेमेडी करवा लें.
आप हमेशा कहते हैं कि जब आप वास्तु किसी घर का करते हैं तो आप सबसे एल्डेस्ट मेंबर का एस्ट्रो चार्ट देखते हैं. रिलेशनशिप्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर द एल्डेस्ट मेंबर ऑफ द फैमिली to be in a particular quadrant or sleep in a particular direction, anything like that?
Yes, Suyesha, that's very important. If all the decisions, rather all the important decisions are taken by him, then the direction of his bedroom plays a very important role. So ideally, southwest is the direction where the head of the family should sleep. He should ensure that the head is towards the south or the east. He should also take into consideration that he's not sleeping in the door line. बाथरूम का दरवाजा उनके बेड को काट नहीं रहा है, मिरर्स एक्सपोज नहीं है. इतनी बातों का ख्याल रखें तो उनकी जो स्लीपिंग डायरेक्शन है और जहाँ पे उनका रूम है वो पॉजिटिव रहेगी.
But that is time for us to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. On the other side of the break, all the possible Vastu solutions come up, so stay tuned.
She needs to immediately cover the beams with POP. The moment she does that, you know, all the beams get kind of camouflaged. The edges of the beam do not emit any kind of negative energy. Straight. because there will be a layer, so there is an insulation. And if she is living in such a property where there are intersecting beams, her health, could be at risk.
Welcome back to the Vastu Show. Without any further ado, let's straight away cut to this week's viewer queries. Are you ready, Rasesh?
Yes, Suyesha.
Alright, our first question comes in from Mr. Karya. He writes to us saying, you once said for us to increase our aura, we need to sit near a flame. Can this also increase the positivity of a space? His second question is, does this flame have to be in the Brahmasthan? I think he's mixed a couple of things, no?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. What he's trying to ask is whether putting a flame near the Brahmasthan would increase the aura
Of the property.
or not. Yes, it would. He could also put that flame in the east-southeast corner and he would get the same results.
So basically, lighting a flame increases your personal aura, increases the aura of the property, and if you do that on the Brahmasthan, then well and good.
And
Great for your
sometimes
property.
it also neutralizes the violations which are there in the property.
Our next question is from Priyambada. She tweets to us saying, what corner of the house and office should one not have windows? Is that relevant?
No. You can have windows in all the 8 directions.
Okay.
But what one needs to keep in mind is that the size of the windows play a very important role in Vastu. North and east are 2 directions where you should have big windows. South and west are 2 directions where you should have comparatively smaller windows.
Tell me one thing, Rasesh, you also talk about blocking the negative energies of the sun in the south and west sometimes. Now, from that point of view, is it right to not have windows in the south and west?
Because the negative rays of the sun are there between 3:30 till the time of the sunset.
Okay.
And if somebody totally blocks that direction, the cross ventilation stops. Also, there is a positive energy that is coming from the south and the west. Also, when the sun is about to set, around 40 minutes before sunset, there are positive radiations that come from the south and the west. So it is not that only negative radiations are coming from south and west. Yes, in this part of the world, a lot of ultraviolet radiations do tend to creep in from those 2 directions. That is the reason why windows in those 2 directions have to be comparatively smaller in size.
All right. Our next question is from Kamya. She writes to us saying that the ceiling of her house has multiple intersecting beams that are not concealed. She wants to know what she can do to reduce the negative impact.
She needs to immediately cover the beams with POP. The moment she does that, all the beams get kind of camouflaged. The edges of the beam do not emit any kind of negative energy straight because there will be a layer, so there is an insulation. And if she is living in such a property where there are intersecting beams, her health, could be at risk.
All right, and the last question comes in from Mr. Ghatke. He writes to us saying that he's a trader. He wants to know what home should he opt for, a Shermukhi property or a Gaumukhi property?
Ideally a Gaumukhi property.
Yes.
The reason being, first let me explain to you what is a Gaumukhi property. Gaumukhi property is essentially a property where the entrance is narrow and the rear portion is bigger. Technically, the energy implications in these kind of properties are very powerful. The property is inherently positivized. So even if there are minor violations from a Vastu perspective, those violations get automatically nullified because of the inherent strength which lies in Gaumukhi properties. So yes, he should straight away go and buy a Gaumukhi property.
Alright Rasesh, thank you so much for answering these questions. अगर आपके कोई भी सवाल हैं जो आप हमारे एक्सपर्ट रसेश शाह से पूछना चाहते हैं, जरूर हमें लिखकर भेजिए. डिटेल्स आपकी स्क्रीन्स पर मौजूद हैं. But that is time for us to get the tip of the day from Rasesh.
If you're facing any relationship disturbances with your parents or siblings, try placing rose quartz crystals in the southwest quadrant of your home and see the difference for yourself.
Rasesh, one needs to place one crystal or a cluster of crystals?
Both will work.
Okay.
Both will work. A crystal ball, if somebody hangs a crystal ball in the southwest quadrant, it will give the same results like how a cluster would give.
And these can be sourced easily?
Yes, very easily.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Rasesh.
The pleasure was all mine, Suyesha.
But that is time for us to wrap today's show. We hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we did in bringing it to you. Thank you so much for joining us and keep watching Magicbricks Now.